You're 20 years old and broke. Your friend is also 20 years old and broke. 10 years from now, one of you has $80,000 saved. The other is still living paycheck to paycheck, wondering what happened. Same age, same starting point, completely different outcome. The only difference? 5 habits. That's it. Stay with me, because by habit number 3, you're going to realize exactly which one you've been skipping. Save before you spend, not after. Most people get paid and then spend, and then save whatever crumbs are left. That's why most people have nothing saved. The day you get paid, before Chipotle, before Uber Eats, before literally anything, 10% goes somewhere you can't touch it. A separate account, a Roth IRA, anywhere that isn't your spending account. You don't feel it after a week. You barely feel it after a month. But after a year, you've got money sitting there that didn't exist before. That's it. That's the whole habit. Pay yourself first. Know where your money goes, because right now you don't. Real question. Where did your last $200 go? You probably remember some of it, but there's like $60 somewhere in there that you genuinely cannot explain. It just vanished. That happens every single month to most people. And those $60 gaps add up to hundreds of dollars a year that disappear into nothing. Open your bank app right now. Scroll through your transactions from last month. I promise you there's at least one thing on there that makes you go, wait, I spent money on that? That moment of awareness is more valuable than any budgeting app. Just look at your own spending. Once a week, 5 minutes. That's the whole habit. Use the free time you have now, because you will never have it again. I know that sounds dramatic, but I mean it. Right now you have evenings, you have weekends, you have summers, you have chunks of time that working adults with mortgages and kids would genuinely pay money to have back, and most students are burning all of it. 1 hour a day learning video editing, copywriting, coding, or graphic design, that's 365 hours a year. That is enough to go from complete beginner to someone businesses will actually pay. Your classmates are on TikTok. That's their choice. 1 hour a day, one skill, give it a year, the gap between you and everyone else will be almost unfair. Stop spending money to look like you have money. This one is uncomfortable, but somebody needs to say it. The new Jordans, the going out every weekend, the Starbucks every morning because it feels like a personality. The spring break trip you literally cannot afford, but FOMO is real. I'm not saying never enjoy yourself. I'm saying be honest about why you're spending. Is it because you actually want that thing? Or is it because you want people to see you having that thing? Because one of those is fine. The other is the reason most people are broke. The people quietly building real money in their 20s don't look rich. They look normal because they stopped performing and started building. Read one finance book. One. That's all I'm asking. You've been in school for like 16 years? Nobody once sat you down and explained how money actually works? Not compound interest? Not credit scores? Not the difference between an asset and a liability. Nothing. So most people graduate with a degree and zero financial literacy, and it costs them for decades. One book fixes most of that blind spot. Start with The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It doesn't read like a textbook. It reads like someone finally being honest with you about how money and human behavior actually interact. 6 hours of reading, worth more than an entire semester. Make money outside of your main income, even $50 a month. Here's something nobody tells you about your first side hustle. It's not about the money. The first time you make $50 outside of a job, something breaks open in your brain. You realize income isn't this fixed thing that only comes from employers. You can create it on your own terms. That shift in thinking is worth more than the $50. Tutor students, freelance on Fiverr, flip stuff on Facebook Marketplace, sell notes or templates on Etsy, start posting content in a niche you actually know. Pick one. Start this weekend. Make your first dollar outside of a paycheck. That moment changes how you see everything. Understand this one math concept. Before you turn 25, $100 a month invested at 18 years old. By 65, that's over $700,000. Same $100 a month starting at 28, around $300,000. You didn't change the amount, you just waited 10 years, and it cost you $400,000. That's not an opinion. That's compound interest. That's just what the math does when you give it time. You don't need a lot of money to start. You need a Roth IRA, a basic index fund like VTI, and $50 a month. Set it up once, don't touch it. Let the math do what math does. The best time to start was yesterday. Second best time is today. Stop taking financial advice from people who aren't financially free. Your uncle who's been at the same company for 30 years telling you a stable job is everything. That's his experience, not your blueprint. Your friend who says investing is risky and you should just enjoy life. That's fear, not wisdom. Here's the hard truth. Most people giving you financial advice are not financially free themselves. They're just repeating what they were told, which was passed down from someone else who also wasn't financially free. Be selective about whose voice you let into your head on this stuff. Follow people who have actually built something. Read books written by people who've done it. Because bad advice from people you trust is the most dangerous kind. Because you actually listen to it. The people around you, right now, are your most valuable asset. 10 years from now, your college classmates are going to be founders, hiring managers, investors, doctors, engineers, and people with real influence. And the person they call first when something good comes up, it's going to be someone they remember liking, someone who showed up, someone who was genuine, not the person who networked at them, the person who actually gave a damn. You don't need to be strategic about this. Just be real. Help people without expecting anything back. Stay in touch. Be someone worth knowing. Because the best opportunities in life never get posted publicly. They move through relationships. And those relationships are being built right now, whether you realize it or not. Learn to be comfortable doing the opposite of everyone around you. This is the hardest one, and the one that matters most. When your whole friend group is spending freely, going out every weekend, impulse buying, living like money is unlimited, saying no feels weird. It feels like you're the boring one, like you're missing out on your own youth. And some nights, it genuinely is hard. But here's what nobody shows you. The person who skips 2 unnecessary purchases a week saves $1,500 a year without even trying. Invested consistently, that becomes real money. Life-changing money over time. The discomfort of discipline now is nothing compared to the freedom it buys you later. You want to know what real freedom feels like? It's not a weekend trip you put on a credit card. It's waking up at 30 with options, with savings, with zero financial panic. That's what these habits build. Quietly, consistently, over time. Here's the honest truth. You don't need all 10 of these right now. Pick one, the one that hit different, and do something about it today. Not next week, not when you feel ready. Open the account, download the app, buy the book, start the thing. Small moves taken early go further than big moves taken too late. If this video hit home, share it with one person who needs to hear it. And subscribe if you want more of this. See you in the next one.